Morning, everyone. This is Melissa Chambers with Nucerity. I apologize for the slight delay. I was having internet issues this morning. But thank you for being on our new power training this morning. I love this series, and we've just got a great one for you today. You know, it's always important to know how to best run our businesses. We're incredible entrepreneurs. You guys are amazing. And so what we have today is our Global Director of Compliance, our one and only fabulous Elena Hall, to give you some more tips about how to best run your business, how to best structure it. So good morning, Elena. How are you?
Good morning, Melissa. Good morning, everyone. I am wonderful. I'm super excited about this training. I mentioned a little bit a minute ago that, you know, compliance is sort of a word that you hear and it doesn't sound like it's that fun, but I think we have a pretty fun training this one to really talk to you about your business and how to take it to the next level, and if you are out of alignment, to just realign a few things to help make your business grow a little bit better. So I'm pretty excited.
Well, fantastic. I love the way that you do talk about compliance, because you're able to break it down really simple so people can understand it. And I hope everyone on the webinar, on the call today, kind of listen to this with, you know, with sort of two sets of ears. One, for yourself, right? How does this apply to your business? Are you doing everything that's sort of following what Elena is going to be sharing with us? But remember, you're going to be helping pass this on to your downline. So how can you also help convey this to everyone on your team so that Nucerity is just flowing and going forward with everyone on the same page? So Elena, let's talk about compliance. I'm going to turn it over to you.
Yay. All right. So before I get into compliance, I'm just going to tell you a little bit about myself to sort of give it a little bit of a background. I started working when I was 18 years old at a multi-level marketing company, just to sort of put me through college. I was just needed some money while I was finishing my courses, and I was the 6th employee that they ever hired, and it was a really great experience. And 18 years later, I ended up leaving that company, and in that 18 years, I saw the good, the bad, the ups, the downs, the growth, you know, everything that really happens in a network marketing company. And when I left that company, I chose to leave it to go to another company that was just starting up, and that company I was the 8th employee. And so sort of same pattern. I stayed there for about 8 years, and the same thing. I saw the ups and the downs, and really growth and struggles and everything that the company went through and everything that distributors went through. And I learned that that's just the nature of the game, that how things happen. And when I left that company, I really felt like I was going to leave the industry, only because there are a lot of network marketing companies out there, and a lot of them don't really have the heart that I believe that this industry should have. And so I felt like maybe it was time for me to find a different career path. And when I was introduced to Nucerity, I was quite skeptical. I didn't believe that it was a company that I wanted to align with only by name. I just thought, well, you know, I don't know who this company is. I don't know anything about them. And I had agreed to meet with the owners of the company. And when I did, I had quite a long list of questions that I was going to ask them. And I was quite sure that they would fail 1 or 2 or 10 of the questions. And it turns out that Lonnie McKinney and David Dillingham are 2 of the most genuine, honest people that I've ever come in contact with. And that's when I knew that it was time for me to align with the company and be proud and partner for life with this venture. And so here I am, and I have loved every minute of it. And I tell you that history because I want you to know that there are going to be ups and downs in your business. There are going to be setbacks, and there are going to be things that happen, but that doesn't mean that you fail. That means you just need to get up and try a little bit harder. I've seen it be very successful for a lot of people. So I want to talk a little bit about compliance with you this morning. And, you know, I just want you to understand that your business is an asset. You know, why are you building your business and sharing the product? It's because you want to change the lives and create an income stream, right? You want to change people's lives. This business is really about helping others, and we all know that. But it's also about being an example for others and to motivate change and inspire people to be better and do better. So with that in mind, you know, let's talk about how to conduct your business. You know, multi-level marketing. This industry gives people an opportunity to supplement their income while sharing fantastic products. We all know this, right? However, this industry has a reputation that it doesn't work, that you're trapped into a bunch of product, and that your friends are going to endlessly bug you, et cetera, right? We've all heard stories about the old bait and switch, right? My friend asked me to go to dinner, then he or she pestered me for an hour or so to join his or her team, and this is an opportunity of a lifetime. Honestly, I've personally seen people act like complete lunatics in this business. I've been in this industry a long time, and I am always curious about how people get approached and how companies present themselves. And I want to tell you that one time I was at breakfast with my husband, and I quickly realized that the table next to us was getting an opportunity presentation for a network marketing company. And of course, right, I zoom in with my ear, and I start listening to the way this gentleman was presenting the opportunity to this group of individuals. And he was really giving a hard sell, and he was talking about this opportunity of a lifetime and how you need to get in now, and this is the best thing that's ever going to happen to them. And once he left the table, I listened to the people that were sitting there, and the way that they talked about him after he left, and they were just sort of in awe about, gosh, that was, we thought we were going to breakfast, and suddenly this guy's giving us this hard speech. And I took away from that I knew he wasn't going to land any of them. And it was because
Elena, we just lost your audio. Are you still on the line?
I'm here.
Yay! That's all right. I knew you'd come back.
I too am having. This is the fun of doing a webinar in winter when you have weather to deal with our wonderful technology.
So I you were out in the mountains of Utah, so it was anyone's guess how well it's going to work. Awesome. Well, welcome back.
Here I am. Tell me where you lost me so I can pick up where I left off. I'm so sorry.
No, that's great. You had just finished the wonderful story about the folks at breakfast, and that it was pretty unlikely he was going to land that business.
Yes, so true. And I'm sure all of you have had that same type of a situation happen, right, where you are somewhere out having lunch or dinner, and you can hear somebody giving somebody a presentation. And of course I love to listen to those, and you can listen to those individuals that give just a really great solid presentation, and those that give this crazy presentation where they make a ridiculous claim, or they say something outlandish. And that's not who we are, and that's not what we're about. And I know that because I've listened to a lot of our distributors. And I just want to remind you to conduct yourself properly, right? Everyone knows that the products work, the business is great, so there's no reason to ever exaggerate a claim if the products work. I love to tell people this: if Nucerity products are so great that people would buy them even if there wasn't a compensation plan attached, that's how you know that this company is a great company and that we have a great product. It's interesting that sometimes in compliance, when people will send in a termination letter, they'll say, hey, I want to terminate my business spot, but I want to stay on the product. How do I stay on the product? And I love it when that happens, because it opens the door for an opportunity where I get them back in touch with their upline, and we move them over to a customer position, right? So this is a company that has products that work, and we all know that these products work. So I just want to remind you of a few things about your business. When you are building your business, think about how large the world is. People will always say, oh, it's such a small world. I met such and such, and they know so-and-so. But truthfully, when you're building your business, it's a very large world. There are a lot of people in this world that could use the benefit of our product. So when you're building your business, if you find somebody who's willing to leave their position to come and join your business, don't fall for that, because if they're willing to leave to come to you, they're also willing to leave you to go to somebody else. And I want you to all build your business on stability so that you can spend your time growing and not doing damage control. Building your business with stability is always the answer. Who wants drama? Nobody does, right? It distracts you from your business, and it doesn't help you when you're focusing on building. Everyone wants to see what they've built stay and maintain. You don't want to have a business where suddenly one day it's gone, because everything that you've built is just gone and left if you lose somebody in your downline. So don't fall for this. I like to say it this way: only sponsor good people. only bring good people into your business. If you know that they're not going to be a solid, stable business builder, or it's a shaky relationship to begin with, don't rush it, and don't try to get them into the business too early. If it's not right, it's not right. And think about, if you see it, report it. People look to others for their business practices. If someone sees something happening, they could think that it's okay, and they could do it too. So I want you to all be an example of good. There's a lot of times in compliance where people will call in and say, hey, well, I just wanted to talk to you about, moving from this position to this other position. I know that so-and-so did this, and so I want to do it too. And of course, my ears instantly perk up and say, wait, who did that? And what did they do that? And then I have to go and research it and correct that. And they didn't even really know that it was wrong because they so openly told me. And we want people to understand that the way that you build this business is through stability, right? It's the only effective way that you're ever going to build a long-term business. So if you see it, report it. Call into compliance. We love to talk. So let me give you some tips to help you. And this one I love. I heard this presented a little while back, and I love it. That when you're presenting the opportunity, I want you to act like you're on camera and that film was going to be shown at convention. Would you be proud of your presentation? Think of your presentation. Was it tape-worthy? If it wasn't, that's okay. After you give a presentation, sometimes you walk away and think, oh, I could have said that better, or I could have done this differently. But you know what? That's okay, because practice makes perfect. You need to practice, even in front of the mirror. Have you ever done that? I mean, I have. And I always seem to find something that I could have done better or should have said differently. And, it takes a lot of fine-tuning to really master a presentation. And when I say presentation, I'm not even really just talking about the business. I'm talking about products. I'm talking about, people joining your team. I mean, anytime you're talking about the business, just picture yourself on camera being filmed and then present and see the difference that it makes. And, don't be too serious about your presentation, and don't be desperate about the sell. If they want the product, if they want the opportunity, great. Let's get them in the business. But if not, the timing may not be right. There could be something else going on, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. It just, keep those people on your warm list and come back to them later. I mean, like I've said, we all know that everyone can benefit from the products, and everyone loves the products once they try it. So I want you to always conduct yourself in the highest standards. People notice this, and they decide if they want to join business with you. So when you're giving them the presentation and you're saying things that feel a little bit questionable, then of course they're going to think, oh, well, I don't want to be a business with that person. But that's not how we conduct our business. Everybody knows that these products work. The opportunity is there. Everybody loves it. And the way that people are building their business now is through social media, right? Everybody is on Facebook. Everybody is on Instagram. Everybody's on social media. And honestly, I love this way of presenting the business and presenting yourself, because it really gives people a chance to see who you are and what you're about. So some social media fails let's talk about. First one, don't be a social media infomercial. No one wants to see your page filled with just the products you sell.
Oh, no. Stay tuned, folks. Let me send her a text, make sure she knows we dropped her. Hey, I think I hear Elena back on. Are you with us?
I am so, this is Perfect. Like my worst nightmare. I'm so sorry.
Well, hey, you're just forcing me to practice my own tap dancing skills. So it's perfect.
That's right. Did you hear, did I get to the part where I talked about social media fails, or did you lose me when I was talking about presenting in front of a camera?
No, we got you on social media. You were just talking about, like, no one wants it to be an infomercial. So there you go.
Right. It is so true, right? We've all seen those pages. It's just a long infomercial, and, there's nothing about the person, and, they're always trying to sell the product. And, what do you think? Honestly, what do you think when you see those pages? I personally, when I see those pages, I think, well, what's the person about? What are they really like? And so, you don't want to make your page look like the company or the product. People are buying or joining you. Be yourself so they know who you are. And having your profile picture of the products takes all the personality out of the page, really. And Facebook is a place where you can have your online presence. You know, the key word here is you. Show your interest. You know, here's a good question for you. If somebody went to your page right now, today, what would they get from it? And I asked myself that same question because I went to my Facebook page and I sort of, you know, looked to see, you know, what my page looked like. And my page is all about dogs. I mean, unfortunately, my social online presence is all about dogs. But, you know, if your page is about you, the person, and, you know, what would they see? And the beauty of Facebook is that you can go back and delete anything that you don't like, and, you know, you can sort of change your timeline if you want. So, you know, a good exercise and really a homework assignment that I want to give everyone is go and cyber stalk yourself. Go to your Facebook page, go back and look at everything that you've put on for the last year and even 2 years, and go look at your pictures and see if that's the representation that you want people to see of you. Because that's what people do, is we all stalk. I've said this before, that we all cyber stalk, right? But go stalk yourself. And, you know, another thing that I've seen on Facebook, for instance, is, you know, people using it as their therapist. I heard this term the other day as well, and I loved it. And, you know, people say, you know, feeling sad or feeling mad or feeling hopeless, and or people, you know, have you ever seen a rant, a Facebook rant, where people sort of go off about something? And, you know, I know how I feel when I read those things. It sort of is an uncomfortable, right? And that's not what you want your Facebook presence to be like. And, you know, really you're creating your brand. You're creating the brand of you. And you want people to go on your page and see you, see your family, you know, see your interests, see your passions, you know, see your business. But it's a variety of all of those things. It's not just one thing or another thing. So, you know, Facebook, social media, go back and reassess where you are. You know, that's all of your homework assignments. And I love it. I love that part of it.
Hey, Elena.
So how, yes?
Can I throw something in there?
Yes.
You know, I have 2 Facebook accounts. I have my personal account. That's my family, my closest friends, people where, you know, maybe I do feel like ranting or you know, sharing something that maybe I wouldn't want my professional image to be. And then I have my Nucerity account, which is business, right? It's also, of course, all my lovely Nucerity friends, and we're going to share what's going on with their life, and we're going to talk about business, and we're going to say, hey, you know, I was just in Las Vegas for GoPro, right? But it's my professional page where, you know, I'm not going to maybe rant about something else, right? We've had plenty of interesting things in, let's say, in politics lately. I wouldn't bring that into my professional page. I might share that on my personal page. So I just bring that up because if you're someone who, you know, really does love to express a lot of personal opinions, or, you know, tell off-color jokes, or I don't know, lots of I'm going brain dead right now, but you guys know what I'm trying to say, that if you need to, just have 2 pages. One that is, this is what I want my image and my business to be portrayed as, and I'm going to have fun, and I'm going to share, and it's certainly going to exhibit my personality, but there may be things that I would put only on my personal page with really close friends and family. And if you feel like you need those 2 things, then just create 2 accounts. You can have as many Facebook accounts, honestly, as you want. They just need different email addresses. So that's just an option. I have my work under my, you know, Melissa Nucerity email address, and I have my personal under my Gmail account. So super easy, but that may be something that folks could consider, Elena.
You know, I'm so glad you mentioned that. That's a great point, because it is true, and that's the way that Facebook pages are moving, is that people are creating a business page, and then they're keeping their personal page, and they're separating them out. And, you know, some people will be accepted on their business page that won't be accepted on their personal page because the audience is different and your content is different. And when you're creating your business page, that doesn't mean it's all business. That doesn't mean that it's just about the company and about Nucerity and about the products. It's really a page where you're letting that audience see what part of you that you want them to see. So very, very excellent point. Thank you so much for bringing that up, Melissa. That's great. So and that maybe another homework assignment that we have for everybody today is after they go cyber stalk themselves and see what they like about their page, maybe they feel like it's time to create that second page, because we all have more than one email address, and that's all you need for your second Facebook page. So homework assignment, everyone. So the last thing I want to talk about, and I love, love, love this one too, is that I want you to read and learn everything that you can about the company, about the products, about the network marketing industry, and how to conduct your business. Because as you grow, so will your business, right? You've got your team office, your upline, the company. These are all great resources. And have you really explored all of these fully? Have you really read every document? I mean, I don't think there's anyone that can tell me they've read the policies, procedures, which in my mind is 40 of the most lovely pages that I've ever read. So, I say that joking, but in all seriousness, the document library, right, Melissa, is full of information. You've got all of our web pages that are also full of information, full of meetings, full of content, full of everything that you want to know. And if you don't find it there, you have your upline, which has all the information. I mean, they've been in this business longer than you have. They know a lot of things that maybe you don't know. And then you also have the company. You've got all these resources. You've got me, Melissa, Connie, Lonnie, David. I mean, I don't think there's a single person in this company that doesn't take a call, right? Everybody is happy to talk to you and take that call. So I want you to really explore all those documents so that it'll help you expand and build your business. And I want to leave you with a fun thought. Imagine if a doctor threw away his study manual and said, no, I'm just going to do surgery today instead. How fun is that? Do you think that a doctor reads every single word of every manual that he's been given? And then do you think that he practices that procedure over and over and over again? I mean, of course, the answer is yes, right? I mean, have you ever had to go in for a surgery? And if you're looking for a surgeon, last year I had to have shoulder surgery. And of course, I was looking all over the state of Utah to find the most experienced surgeon because I wanted the guy who was going to go in and do the job and do it right. And it's the same with your business. I mean, it's the same with a hairdresser. Do you think a hairdresser goes in and starts cutting your hair before she hasn't practiced on a doll, 50 times or 100 times or 200 times? It's the same with your business. Really, practice makes perfect. And everybody in every profession wants to read everything they can about the business. And, luckily, I think our business is so fun that you'd want to read. There's a lot of fun. I mean, I find myself surfing Ucerity.com a lot of time, just reading everything that's new because it's always changing. We're always updating things, and we've always got fun meetings, and we're always looking there, and we're always looking in document library and everywhere else, and you should be too. That's what your business is really all about, and you've got these great resources available, and like I said, we're always happy to take your call. So I know that you're all excited about the business. I know that you love sharing the products. I know that you love building your business. And I really just, the takeaways from today are, imagine that you're on camera every time that you're presenting, and then keep perfecting that. And go check on your social media presence and see where you're at. Just see how you're presenting yourself. See what your page looks like. See if it's time to create a second page, maybe if you want to have a different page. Because all of these are just tools to help you build your business. And that's what we want to see. We're here to help you build, and we love you, and we love being here for you. So see, compliance isn't bad. It's actually really fun to talk about, Melissa.
Compliance is fun. I love it. And I really appreciate you taking time this morning to give us these wonderful tips, wonderful things to think about, some homework assignment, and really appreciate everyone being on the webinar with us this morning. We have, Elena, such a phenomenal opportunity in our hands, obviously with the products, but building a business and really changing our lives, being more in control of our lives. And so it's so valuable, in my mind, it is so valuable, this opportunity, that it's up to each and every one of us to help protect it, don't you think?
Absolutely. It is all of our businesses. We are all building this legacy, and there's a lot of people that are building this because they want to give it to their children's children. They're thinking 2 generations down, and that's very possible. I've seen it happen, and I know it's possible, and it's all possible as long as you protect your business. So if you see it, say something, right? If there's something that it needs a little bit of adjustment, and I'm not talking about just a policy violation. I'm just saying, if you see something, one of our printed material or content that you say, I don't understand how this is worded, Can you help me understand this better? You know, we're growing as a team together. We're always evolving, and everything, the content that we put out, we think is really, really great. And if there's a better way to explain something, or if there's something we can do better, please let us know. That's what we're here for. This is all of our businesses, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. I love it. Well, everyone, have an incredible weekend ahead. Again, thank you, Elena, so much for sharing your wisdom and your experience with us. Really, really appreciate it.
You're very, very welcome. I'm happy. And don't we have one more of these? We've got one more left to close out the year, and I think she's a powerhouse. Is that right, Melissa?
Absolutely, yes. Everyone, I hope you've blocked it out next Saturday, because we have TL coming on board to do some great sort of wrap up, and also how to set up our 2017. And you don't want to miss that. You know, get your breakfast groups together, get your teams together, however you need to do it, and everyone take notes, because it's going to be a wonderful presentation. And that then wraps up this New Power series. And then we'll take a little break, and then we'll start this January 7th, that first Saturday of the year. We'll kick in a new Power training series all about personal development, and that's going to be exciting. You're going to hear from some great people, both within our company but also outside of our company, share their experience.
Oh.
So I know it, a little teaser, spoiler alert there.
Yeah,
so,
I love
that. I know it. So thank you, everyone, again, and have a great weekend. Bye-bye.
Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.